Bang.
So this one has nothing to do with what we're talking about today, but real quick.
We live.
Kanye is bold.
Go. What are you doing that doing?
Just reinforcing the fact. I remember being at the Yeezus concert when my man walked around with the mask on.
Yeah.
And he hit the first note of Runaway. Mm-hmm. Just the everybody went crazy. Man, listen. Off one note, everybody knew what's about to come on. And you know it's about to be crazy.
He getting empowerment. I hate that nigga.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get you. Listen to what he's saying.
No, I hear him.
Yo, who was with me when we was up IUP? Was any of y'all with me?
Yeah, we was all
oh yeah.
When them girls was doing lines in the bathroom. Like, you want a bump?
Yeah, we was walking by.
Hell no.
Yo, that shit was the
That's
geek.
when I realized I don't get high.
We went in there. You forget we went in there.
They asked me.
Niggas started pulling out their fucking phone like, "Wow, Spike's doing a line."
Definitely recorded it. No, you got the wrong idea. That ain't our twist here.
That's the chick that told us about the stealing the baby and thinking it was a troll. Y'all remember that story?
He stole a baby and thought it was a troll.
They said they got so high. It was in Pittsburgh. They kidnapped the black baby because they thought it was a troll.
I don't even remember that.
I remember that shit. Yo, when I heard that shit, I remember.
Yo, but he's recording himself, yo.
Yeah. He sent the video to her.
That's his chick.
He's a cold dummy. He's a cold dummy.
What you say?
Yeah, he's a cold dummy. He
got put out
he
there.
was the white.
Oh, it was a young black. Ah, you got
He
him.
was the cop on Harlem Nights.
Right.
Hey,
Baby, I ain't never come home.
He said, "Hey son, put your mom on the phone." Like, let me
hey,
talk
Barbara,
to you. Never come home again. Take it easy.
that was some real crazy.
I
We in
need
here.
sunshine.
Sunshine.
Yes,
in the sky.
4-5 podcast.
So the first topic. So real quick, I just want to do a quick introduction.
Of course.
So, welcome to the 4Fives podcast, where we debate about stuff that is relevant to today's society. Right? We got Paul Beckles in the house.
What up, though?
Ray Parker in the building.
Yes,
Daryl Smith Jr. present. And the one and only Leaf Bucks, a.k.a. Kyle Leaf Woodard.
The one and only.
It's like, no, but, so yeah, we want to go ahead and get into some interesting topics today. As you know, we coming in weekly in terms of how we bring things forward.
Our best.
So, first topic today, we're going to talk about
I mean, let's get straight into it.
Cam Newton.
Yeah.
Killer Cam.
Cam.
I mean, before we start this conversation, Cam Newton is one of my favorite quarterbacks.
How can it be
To
top
me, he is a top 3 quarterback.
If you're a football fan, how could Cam Newton not
Top 3, so he's better than
Honestly,
Tom Brady?
No.
Tom
Is
Brady
he better
the greatest
than-
quarterback of all time?
Aaron Rodgers?
No. Hell no.
Is he better than...
we don't have to debunk it.
No, but
Hey,
try.
He's going to be tied for number 3, whoever you want to throw out there.
Carson
Carson Wentz. He's a beast.
No, I ain't going to say Carson Wentz.
Still tied.
Is he better than...
Alex Smith right now is performing the best. Well, as one of the best, I should say.
Alex Smith been ball.
Has he been to a Super Bowl?
I'm just talking about the season.
Right,
No.
yeah.
Who Matt Ryan is probably the next.
Yeah, Matt Ryan. Yeah, I got to take
But
Matt
that's what
Ryan.
I'm saying. Like,
You gotta
if
take
Matt
Matt
Ryan
Ryan.
went to the Super Bowl, he won the MVP, matter of fact, didn't he?
Yeah, he won the MVP already.
So, I mean, he definitely put him up there.
He won the
Cam
most
Newton's
recent.
been to a Super Bowl.
He won the
People
2016.
forget that.
So-
It just happened.
Just happened.
Hey, listen, man.
Oh, he's a beast.
Yeah, he trashed me for 2 weeks in fantasy, so I ain't gonna lie. He don't.
They 4-1.
Then he came back the next week and killed it when nobody ain't pick him.
Say it again.
Then he came back on week
But
4
hold
and
on,
killed it.
hold on. Why did we bring up Cam Newton's name now?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Then, so we brought up Cam Newton's name because factually, he's in the media. He's in the media. And I guess, he made a comment where basically he said that women or females don't really know anything about running routes in the NFL.
Right. He said it's funny hearing
a woman talk about
routes.
Right.
Which was hilarious.
That was hilarious. So essentially, the media took it, and the spin they put on it is that
Ain't no spin.
I don't know. I think it's
a bit of a
But
I feel like they make it debatable.
No, but here's the question though:
debate.
did you feel like it was sexist and degrading to her and all women because he generalized and made a comment about without knowing whether she could understand or not.
See, the generalization there is she's a woman in sports. It's her job to know about football. Sure. So that's why I was condescending in that realm. But, I mean, yeah, if a woman off the street came up to me and discussed the route, I probably would be taken aback too. But that's like you going into a fashion show and talking to a chick about the type of mascara she got on. She's going to look at you like, a man knows about mascara? If you come to us, we going to look at you too like, nigga, what you know about mascara? Like, we not going to, that was sexist. So, you know, I just see the balance. I see the nuance in it. It's like, it's two ways to look at it. I would be taken aback too. It's like a chick coming up to you, asking you something weird that she typically wouldn't care about. And you'd be like,
but here's the thing. You just said it's her job to know, right?
That's why you could engage it in that manner. But the amount of energy, like Dan and taking away their endorsement and everything was just like, all right. Like,
but what if it aligned directly with their views, right? That they believe in a kind of equal, fair world, and then that completely made them look like they didn't, if that's a dude that they endorsed. What if it didn't make sense for business?
Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. Maybe they just sell to women.
I think.
Do you think? Let me ask you, do you think it was sexist and it was condescending to women?
I do think it was condescending to female reporters, women who know sports. I don't think most people know that 50% of the NFL's, or roughly 50% of the NFL's fan base is women. I didn't know that until I heard it on the news, right? So, I mean, not knowing that, then I would say it's kind of condescending. Having not known that previously, I would say no. I mean,
let me ask you a question though.
You don't think about women being too knowledgeable about football in particular.
What route did she say?
But let me ask you this. Let me ask you a question.
I don't know.
It don't matter. It don't matter. Let me ask you a question. Name me the female that has run a route in the NFL.
You can't name one. There has not been.
There's never been a woman in the NFL.
So
they just got their first agent.
Talking about powder puff football
somewhere. I won't be surprised.
They should know their routes,
but no time soon.
Terminology. Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying. For the people that don't understand the severity of his comments or how deep they were.
Sure.
If you look at it from that perspective, you would say that's like saying, I don't know, physicist. I'm asking a question or telling him he's doing this, like asking him a question about, well, why'd you do that? If he's like, wait, I know this dude's never been a physicist. Why would I not question him asking me this question, right?
I'm sorry, and I don't mean to cut you off. I just think, man, and this is what people fail to realize. In a situation where, your words are very, very, they're what's the word I'm looking for?
Scrutinized.
They're scrutinized. Yeah, you're taking the words. You got to be aware of it. Not just what you say, but how you say it. This dude, he
said it in
it wasn't even arrogant. It sounded like he was putting a game on. Listen. It sounded like he was putting a game on. He was like, well, it's just the way you put. Just hearing you say, it just sounded.
Is it sexist for me to say that I'm not really into female sports commentators?
You personally or him?
Me personally.
That you're not into him?
Like in Philly, Channel 17, I think it is. One of the channels has a female sports anchor.
Countcast.
I really don't like hearing her talk about sports.
D-line him.
Let's explore it. It might be something intrinsically, sexist about you, and you don't really acknowledge it. Maybe this is something that men we do without really knowing. Like, do we really look at women in sports, even like?
First of all, I know it's not just men. No, because I have had this conversation with women, and a lot of women I've spoken to don't like hearing women speak about sports. Yeah, not women speak about sports, but women sports commentators on the news.
But in the same, and to play devil's advocate, is you got a lot of men that aren't really interested in football.
Of course.
So it's
absolutely.
So it's like
I don't talk to men who are in the football at all.
So I think it's more so that people just make stuff and what they want it to be. Then it's a distraction about what's really important. That's just my opinion.
But when we speak about it, and there's outrage, like when we let those sentiments be known.
Sure, absolutely, because it makes me aware.
Yeah, I mean, and there's outrage about it. That's why, because people get on Cam Newton for being fake all the time. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like they say he's not genuine when he comes off fake. And it's just like, yo, when I tell the truth, when I say exactly what I'm thinking, look what happened. I lose endorsements, everything. Now y'all wonder why Marshawn Lynch sitting up there like Skittles. Like I don't want to talk about nothing but Skittles. Y'all finding niggas for everything out here. And I just really don't think.
I mean, we live in a very PC place.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, so I think that's kind of what we gotta expect. I think it's healthy.
So, but let me just say this. What if I told y'all that I felt like it was sexist because she's an expert? And
who said she's an expert?
You're right. I take that back. Nobody says she's an expert because there's a lot of sports professionals that
I'm like, what the hell are you talking about?
Aren't experts at stuff. But I think she's qualified enough to be in the room, right? To ask any question about the game, right? So because she's able to do that, she has every right to do so. Why is it not taking it seriously?
That she said it. That's what I'm saying. That's those internal biases that we have that we don't really acknowledge. Like we just kind of exist in a world where it's kind of far-fetched for people from certain backgrounds to understand about the intricacies of sports. Like that, she didn't just name like a pass or him just going out. She said a route, like a specific route, which I didn't.
I think she did, right?
And the terminology she used is what took him back, not the fact that she knew, what he did.
So why wouldn't she know if she's an NFL reporter?
I mean, just being a reporter, I don't know what the route was either, and I watch football every day. She said like a dig. He ran like a 10-yard dig.
Oh, I know what a dig.
Oh, I know what a dig is.
All right, well, forget it. I ain't know.
Yeah, dog.
I played football for 8 years. I didn't know what a dig, whatever she said. She might not have said dig, but either way, she knew the route, and I didn't know what the route was, like right off the bat. So that could have also been a shocking side of that. She didn't just say something kind of like a post route. Everybody knows what a post is.
Or slant.
There you go.
Yeah.
She didn't say a slant. She said some NFL terminology.
Sure.
But she's around the team every day. He act like he didn't know her. Like there was certain things surrounding it that kind of
I can take it on that piece.
Blew it up. But I think overall, shit, I'd have been shocked too if she'd asked me. He just shouldn't have said it.
But we agreed that he shouldn't have said it.
Yeah, I wouldn't have.
I feel like I can't. So I don't make me. I'm not trying to be the villain here. Hold on. I'm not trying to be the villain here, and I am not at all. On the tip where I'm being like, I guess like, where.
Angry. Everybody see he gets angry.
So I'm not on a tip where it's like you shouldn't.
It's supposed to be me. Be him.
No, it's not. It's not me. I'm a very happy person. If you're trying to record audio and you talking and somebody else is talking, that's very rude. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Don't y'all agree? Listen, check. All right. So no, my thing is, I think that sometimes people, what we do is we tend to to judge. When we shouldn't, you know what I mean? Like, let's talk about, let's talk, wait, no. Let's talk about the fact that her Twitter account years ago, she was on one tweet said she was in the car with her dad riding through somewhere and he was being completely racist. She actually used the word nigger in one of her posts.
I saw that.
That she wants to be sensitive to someone else using some type of stereotypical term. That's like, it's a little contradiction.
But then everybody blew it up. She was playing a victim. Everybody made her a victim. He embarrassed her. That was humiliating. He was hold up. Leave it to Black Twitter. They gonna find anything they can.
Yo, how do you even find it? Like, what was that from?
Black Twitter. People got time.
Right.
People got time on the
internet. Time you put in to get that done.
Bro, what was that?
Hold up.
Hold up. Somebody.
Yeah. Alright, we good.
You got put on airplane mode.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm about to do now. But yeah, man, leave it to Black Twitter. They gonna trash you. They gonna find out.
Put him on the game, girl.
Well, man.
So,
but
that's my thing. So when you ask Paul, when you ask the question, because we all agree, and I say I disagree. I think that it's just not fair to slander someone. It's almost like it's so many good things that he's done. You know what I mean? He's done so many great things that he's always recognized for the negative stuff he does.
But that's why
he's a black quarterback. He's big and imposing.
That's automatic.
You gotta let it go in one ear and out of the other.
I agree, but I think that both sides are wrong. They should shake hands, kiss and make up.
That's it. We don't drag it out. You don't lose it.
You don't use endorsements. Yeah.
Off a split second decision.
Quick.
He lost that. We're
quick.
all for support of women. Like they was ready to hate him.
Yo.
It took time for people to be driving for the racist shit. Listen, man.
People say a lot of sketchy stuff all the time, man.
Sexist stuff or LGBT stuff.
I don't buy into
it. Just gets blown up.
I don't buy into the fake outrage era.
LGBTs were hot right now. You're not even saying it right.
The who?
It's LGBTQI, and they added another letter now.
What the fuck is that? That's a whole. LBG. That's a whole sentence, like.
I gotta be hip to all that stuff, man.
What's our next subject?
I'm sorry, I guess nobody said.
ESPN suspends Jemele Hill for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Shout out to the sisters
after her recent post.
Yo, my thing is, she has been given a platform because she has strong opinions and they feel like it's relatable and whatever other million positive things about her speaking her opinion is what she gets paid to do. Why, as soon as she says, this is how I feel, with the platform that she's earned by having those same type of strong, opinionated, well thought out thoughts.
So ESPN,
why all of a sudden now is it a problem?
ESPN says this is her second violation of our social media guidelines. That would answer your question.
The first one was her calling Trump a bigot, right?
Yeah. Strike 2, motherfucker.
So don't speak out. Again, so we going to silence.
So I guess the deeper question is, do we feel like there should be limitations and parameters put on us, on our social sites and how we live our life away from work?
I think just like if you represent that company. That's what I was getting ready to say. It's a job.
I'm all for that. That's where
but
I
see,
people
they should
be paying you accordingly then.
People in this country are all for free speech unless it offends somebody. So unless it offends you, because just like she got that right, we feel like she got the right to speak out and protest and stuff we support. Do we support the same right for one of her fellow anchors who probably want to speak out about some racist stuff? Because just like we want her to be able to have her right to speak and say what she feels, should he have the right to say what he feels, even if it's against what we believe? I mean, that's most of the reason why I like debate shows, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you get to hear both sides, but it's just like, to what, extent do we bar free speech and how much of a platform? Because but even though it don't offend us, what she said offends some people.
Here go one thing. I'm going to give you a thought. I'm going to be real American right now. Is how do we monetize some shit, right? How do we monetize some shit? And it makes me, when I hear this story, I think about why don't we know our value, right? The reason she's in trouble is because her employer who pays her money is able to put something of value, right? Her voice, her brand, her look outside of work, that has value to them. How come we don't pay them? How come we don't charge them for that? What I mean by that is she has certain parameters and things in a social media thing in her contract. It's like, why aren't we taking our Twitters, our Instagrams, and our Facebooks and almost like, oh, you giving me a job. Well, if you want me to follow certain parameters there, I need you to pay me for that separately. Almost like license your platform.
With Kevin Hart.
It's like, my voice matters that much, right? It's like,
if I leave the company,
no, put it like this. The reason they don't want me to say something because it reflects them. So that means my voice, my opinion, the things that I have to say via these platforms is of value to them.
Right.
How come we don't charge them for that? It's like we sign a paper to get a job and we get a whole job list on there, right? I mean, a list of requirements.
What was she doing?
If all of these things, these clauses on how I live my life outside of that are of value to you, then you got to pay me for that. Yeah. That's all. My whole thing is like, I have no problem signing it and sticking in the box. Okay, I represent your brand. You know what I mean? I understand his values and his culture, so I don't want to go against that and put you on a bad place. You pay me for that, though.
Right? I know, I agree, but the thing is, all right, so let me ask you this question. What was she doing before ESPN, Jemele Hill?
Before she was on TV?
Before ESPN. So the thing is, ESPN,
before she had her own show, she was on another show. She wasn't.
She on His and Hers now. Down they do Sports Center. No, she was.
I said Sports Center. I ain't say.
Then she was on Sports. They had His and Hers, then Sports Center. But
that was all on Sports Center.
She worked in media. Though. She worked for ESPN for years.
Yes, but that's what I'm saying. So you have to take into account that her credibility comes from the fact that she works at ESPN. So it's almost because
you're saying like that's Jemele Hill.
Hold on. So it's almost like it's a two-way relationship. I'm just kind of to debate what Paul just said. It's a two-way relationship. Not only should you want them to be held accountable for what you do as far as, you know, your responsibility for representing the company in the right way. But, you know, it's a two-way street. I mean, they pay you to do that. You know what I mean? They pay you to be that face. It's Hollywood. It's Sports Center. It's celebrity. It's A-list. It's B-list. It's C-list. It's not what's right and what's wrong. I mean, it's politics. It's so many things that are involved. When they put you on that camera, they're putting you in front of that camera to be a specific face, to be the person that they want you to be. Yeah, they get a chance to give their opinion and say, you know how they feel about stuff. But at the end of the day, they're there for a reason, and they're who they are is for a reason. You can't just dump away that responsibility as a face of an organization.
What you're saying is they're responsible for what she's responsible for acting the way they want her to act, and then outside of court, work of her job.
When she stepped in front of that camera and she said, "I'm an anchor for ESPN," she had a certain responsibility that was given to her.
Right.
And so with everything going on in the world today,
Training.
Yeah, no. I'm glad you said that.
Who gave you that responsibility?
No. I mean, because what I was about to say was, you know, I get that part of it.
We're talking about Jamel Hill. We're not talking about white and black.
We're not talking about that.
You got to separate business from.
What I'm saying is, if you do something outrageous. This is what they're looking at. They're treating this as if it's something egregious that she said. As if she went completely off key in terms of talking about injuring someone, talking about, you know, things that could cause an outrage, things that would deeply offend somebody. If her saying that people should protest the Dallas Cowboys because of what Jerry Jones said, which what he did was basically tell the media that he said to his players, y'all don't have a right to, y'all are not allowed to protest. Even though we have free speech in this country, as a member of this team, y'all can't protest.
Right, I'm taking it right away.
I'm gonna take y'all right away.
Right.
He ain't throw a ball, he ain't kick it, he ain't run it, he ain't catch a handoff or nothing. So at the end of the day, he just told people who may have feelings in their heart for the cause that's currently being protested by these players, and you're telling me as my boss that I'm not allowed to, you know, number one, exercise my freedom, my right as a human being in this country.
But that's where it goes back to what I'm saying is I'm not saying it's his company. If
right.
he wants to make that his rule, he has every right to.
Right.
But I should have every right to make the decision going into what my price is. Meaning, I may want to be a football player, so that motherfucker means I don't have certain rights that I was given to as an American.
I was signed for that. But he didn't.
I was signed for that if it's for the right, if it made sense.
Right.
But it's like you're not even getting that opportunity. I think that's what we're missing.
Yeah, it's not in the contract. So
why are we negotiating?
But
that's what I'm saying.
For Jamel Hill's situation,
when is gonna be the first agent to say, okay, I'm gonna sign you're gonna sign my guy for a year, but his digital platforms and social media platforms are a separate rate.
Right. Oh yeah, that's what Kevin Hart did. Remember with the movie, and Sony was mad at him or something, said he was being greedy. One of the movies he did, wanted him basically to promote the movie through a social media. Well, Kevin Hart was like, well, that's a separate check. Like, y'all got to pay me for that. Mm-hmm. And they're looking at him like, why would we pay you? You're a part of the movie. You know, he's like, but it wasn't in my contract. Basically the same thing, but it wasn't in my contract for me. My social media platform has this many. I got this many millions of followers.
Absolutely.
That's my network that I created on my own. It belongs to me. And if y'all want me to share this on my platform, if you want to be a part of my audience, then y'all got to pay me for that as well.
Absolutely.
Y'all.
That's what I'm saying. When's going to be the first sports person to really break up people's brands?
I feel like what I say when I'm off work, if it's not directly at somebody, like to offend somebody, if anybody was offended, it could have been Jerry Jones. But at the end of the day, I feel like she was speaking up out of protest. But like I said, she got a right to say it, and people got a right to be offended. But I just didn't feel like what she said was that offensive. And like that Danny situation, I just, sometimes the measures are just a little off key for me. Like, I feel like the penalty doesn't fit the crime in my eyes. I've seen players be worse and anchors. Khalif was focused on that recording.
Yeah, listen, we want y'all to see this.
Yeah, so 100% of this podcast is Lee trying to catch the video edits and make this into a movie or a talk show or what's the goal, bro?
Bro, I'm not distracting you from talking.
I'm just waiting for you to sit back there.
I'm sitting back there. Thank you, because you care that much about what I have to say. I appreciate you, class. There we go. All right. So, not to harbor on the fact, or as Paul just stated, be trained. You know what I mean? But the thing is, because I kind of took offense to that. I'm not gonna lie, because I don't juck and jive, but I am very.
You can be scripted, and that's cool.
It's not being scripted; it's understanding. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure.
It's like you have to be a chameleon in order to survive. You know what I mean? You still have to.
Are you okay with that?
Listen, inside you have to remain who you are.
Right on the outside, you gotta be.
Who told you to wear the glasses? See?
Right now I'm Leaf X.
Looking like David Banner. I got the David Banner cut. You gonna fake whole up today?
Listen. Y'all can say what y'all want.
Leaf like he walk in every door and just be like this. What's up, y'all?
My bad, yo. Go ahead. My bad.
No, I don't even want to start, so I'm just going to chill. You know what I mean? I'm trying to focus on. I just want to focus on getting it.
Man, always busting. Never fails.
Because we go just when then 10 minutes will go by. We going to be talking about it again. Just going. So, but no, just to come back to it. I think again, you had that responsibility. You know what I mean? Who's to say that it wasn't in her contract? How do you know? Was it in her contract?
Well, it's the policy. I'm assuming she signed the policy.
But that's what I'm saying. There may be, but he's saying why shouldn't, if there is a policy, she should be paid more for that as well. That basically
you got to compensate me for that, yeah. Because I work for you 24/7, basically.
So I have nowhere I can freely express myself. Like, all right, when I'm here at work, it's about work. So my job is to talk about sports. I come here, I talk about sports all day. That's all I'm talking about.
But your job follows you when you leave. When you go home, do you still do the fuck you do at work when you get home?
No.
When someone sees you, they're like, "Oh, it's Ray from such and such's job."
No, I have no recognition.
So nobody gives a fuck.
Right.
So people care about people like her. She's followed.
Right.
It's even more wise, more valuable.
That's why she
should get paid to be an on-air host, right? In front of the camera, representing ESPN and doing what she does best on their behalf, right? That's what she should get paid to do. When she goes home and people want to tune into her following because of her voice, like, yes, ESPN is a platform for her to get out there, but she's the value. That's why she's paid and that's why she's there. So that value carries outside of work. You don't pay me for outside of work, though.
Speaking of being at work, I had a lady say to me at work the other day, black people need to get over slavery. At work, in the middle of the office. Where
a white lady?
Yeah, where everybody in the office heard what she said. Furthermore, she what? Did she get a talking to?
I mean, no. Did you go to HR?
No. We was having a conversation.
Why not?
We having a debate because I didn't take it.
No snitching, dog. What do you mean?
No, it could be that. It could be that intrinsically. That's negative train. That's trained from the negative. Like I ain't no snitch. I ain't no rat. But
when you gonna change stuff like that though?
But overall, we were sitting in the office. She expressed her views in front of everybody. Everybody heard. Like
nobody felt offended.
People.
No. If nobody went to HR,
that's what I'm saying. Nobody said anything. Nobody, spoke up.
We let them off the hook, man.
So furthermore, she said my family didn't own slaves either, and I'm 100% against slavery, right? So later that day, I'm walking past her desk, right? That's what, she got a Confederate wallet. I'm sitting there like, yo. The Confederate flag on her wallet, dog. I'm just walking past her desk this later in the day, not even thinking about what we already talked about. And her flag. Like, dog, when I'm at work, I literally feel like I'm behind enemy lines. I don't trust nobody. I'm looking over my shoulder all day, like 100%. Like, it's just like, sometimes, even though I don't, basically the conversation started because she was talking about, she came to me saying she canceling her NFL ticket. And I started laughing, with Dish Network or DirecTV or something, you can get rid of the NFL ticket with no extra charge early. So she's like, yeah, I'm canceling my NFL ticket. I can't take it anymore. Like, you can't take it. She's like, it's just they're disrespectful to our veterans and this flag situation. I was like, dang. I like DirecTV played out anyway. Nobody really watched NFL ticket. You need to get him on the NFL red zone.
Yeah. So take the shot first.
Like, yeah, basically nobody cares. Like, all right, good riddance. Like, you pissed off about the protest. That's the point of it. Like, to piss you off so that you will stop. Like, that's what I want that to happen. Maybe they'll, endorse the players more. Keep pissing you off. So anyway, that was my whole thing. Like, that's the point of a protest. I'm not supposed to make you feel comfortable. It's supposed to piss some people off. Maybe you'll wake up to the injustices that's being, that's going on in this country. So, we talked about that. We breezed past that. Then it just somehow got to... That's how we just really got to slavery and all this stuff. She was like, it was like 200 years ago. I was like, did we tell Jews to get over the Holocaust? She was like, no. I'm like, all right, well...
No, go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
But so kind of just to bounce back to, because we get ready to wrap this topic up, so I kind of want to bring things full circle as far as my opinion. Y'all can do that when y'all want to too. Well, I'm gonna conclude as far as the Jamel Hill thing. You know what I mean? Because to bring it back full circle.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
So ESPN, did they not just lay off a whole bunch of people?
Yeah,
that was business.
Yeah. I'm not saying that.
That's because numbers have been down, streaming numbers.
Okay,
so traditional cable.
You're telling me everything. You're telling me everything I need to know. So basically, numbers are going down. So you have to also understand corporate culture at a certain point. You have to understand that maybe if this was 5 years ago or 10 years ago, maybe it wouldn't have happened. You know what I mean? The climate of ESPN is a bit different now.
ESPN is trash.
Yeah, exactly. It's trash. You walk on thin ice.
ESPN is more culturally diverse and culturally sensitive than it's ever been.
ESPN is trash to me.
I'm not saying it's not trash. I'm not even talking about whether it's good or not.
But all right, then on the surface, yeah, ESPN does project.
So I'm answering Lee's point. Like he's saying 5-10 years ago, she would have did what? She wasn't doing that. She would have been fired at the first time. She said something about the president.
But then I guess it had no problem. I mean, my opinion could be. I mean, again, it's just an opinion. I'm just saying that it's not just one factor that is in play here. People try to compartmentalize and they try to they try to make things a certain way, and it's not like that. It shouldn't be just so black and she's losing her or she's getting suspended because she said some stuff that the company didn't like.
Right.
I mean, it's deeper than that. You know what I mean? There's so many things that happen. I mean, look at Cam Newton to kind of bring it back how they lost their endorsement. You know what I mean? I think that they already knew that that's what they wanted to do. Right. You know what I mean? So they were looking for a reason. So at the end of the day, she was walking on thin ice. She had something happened in the past before. That's the thing about it too. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's like, why go back and do the same exact thing you already did and got punished for? That's like, I ain't gonna say it's stupid, but that's not smart. You know what I mean? If you did something at a job and you got reprimanded for it, what you gonna do it again?
But you shouldn't. Basically, you're saying you shouldn't publicly express your views if you feel like it'll compromise your work situation.
I feel like at the end of the day, they paying her a check. I mean, she feels so bold that she want to move on.
But they're not paying her a check for that. I mean, they are by default because there's terms in there that.
I mean, there's interest that she gets because she's on ESPN.
If you got on quote on camera saying, "Oh, I hate white people," or "Oh, I hate just some crazy, ratchet, crazy stuff,"
that's hate.
Yeah, you don't think it's gonna get back to your job?
That's hate.
100%.
And that's hate.
Or if you say, you know what?
Well, no, I don't. How many people do that kind of stuff and find themselves in trouble at work?
A lot of people.
I didn't think they would come back.
A lot of people.
The dude that was on Charlottesville, that was on the cover of one of the magazines, and he got fired from his job, young boy.
Yeah.
Like 23 or something.
Yes.
Crazy.
Yeah. So it's. What about that?
But he was exercising free speech. That's what I'm saying.
It's not a racist thing. Is what I'm saying. It's not a black and white thing. It's just a business thing. It's a politics thing. You got to know where. First of all, let me ask you a question. If you're at a reggae dance hall, you gonna be in that joint doing ballet because you like, oh, I should be able to dance anywhere I want to dance. And it's like you gonna fit in. Fuck no.
Right. Hold on, say that again.
It's a time and a place for everything. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Years later, she could have. Thank you. Years later, she could have did this. You know what I mean? Maybe in a different way. You got to understand the situation that you're in, the platform that you stand upon, and and not act stupid. Yeah. You got to be smart. Sure. I mean, yeah, I understand drama. You know what I'm saying? And
I think Lee sounds crazy stupid.
I don't at all.
Not stupid, but like you sound crazy.
Not at all.
I meant to say stupid crazy.
Stupid crazy.
Damn, yeah, crazy stupid. Like, damn, this is my. We're supposed to be homies, dog. Damn, dog. But no, I mean, why is that? What do you mean? How so?
Well, listen. All I'm saying is
because what I'm saying in response to his argument, this is why I feel like you say I'm crazy. Because you're already accepting the fact that company owns you in more ways than they pay you for by default, just because they employ you. That's it. You realize that's one facet of your life that you give to them, and they pay you in exchange for solely that.
right.
Employment. I gave you a job to do. I need you to do your job.
Right.
All these other ways that you get to live your life, they don't own to.
Right. I agree. But
So what I'm saying is coming home and being able to exercise them, you know what I mean, my right for free speech in the home, or
you don't own me.
I'm not saying I own you, but I pay you.
That's kind of what you're saying.
That's what you're saying.
That is exactly what you're saying.
I'm saying that you don't have to be here. You can go somewhere else.
Bitch, you need me here though.
Let's see.
That's not
if Jamel Hill was that bold and that passionate about hear me out. If she was that bold and that passionate about making that statement, she should have prepared to be able to quit her job if they were going to get mad at her. And because that statement alone that she made was about racism. It was about the injustice in terms of black people. So if you feel like people feel like she was racially
So you think she should have been quiet about that issue?
I'm not saying she shouldn't, but I'm saying realize the platform that you're on, doing some stuff like that, you need to be able to take the backlash and be able to go forward with it, using it. Let's not feel sorry. Let's not feel sorry for it.
I didn't know. Nobody said
jeopardizing my
You feel sorry for
career.
her? You feel sorry for her?
No.
Do I feel sorry for her?
Yeah, so you're like, oh, poor Janelle.
No.
Oh, no.
She's good.
No, she's taking it on the chin.
She's standing for what she believes in. Like we should do. I think anybody.
But do I feel like her job should be in jeopardy? No.
I'm mad at ESPN job should be in jeopardy.
That's what I'm saying. So when you say feel bad for her, it's
I
like
think she got plenty fall back.
I wish she could do that, what she did, without putting her job.
She's never been as big as she's been right now.
True, 100%.
I love seeing her at ESPN. I think she does a good job.
So you think if she left there, she would be good going somewhere else?
Yep, that's what I was going to. She should go to FS1.
Or she would have Colin Kaepernick.
Or she can get her own. Or she can get her own media.
So
you think she should be good?
Just
I said maybe.
She goes
listen. Think about it. They have found every way possible to not sign Colin Kaepernick.
Right. There's only one NFL. There's multiple networks now that she can.
But no, there's 30 teams. There ain't 30 teams.
You got it.
Diversity in these cable networks.
I think she should be Gucci. But until she cut that noose and see what the waters feel like, nobody knows.
Hey, what? It's worth a shot. If you want to be able to.
To who? It's worth a shot to who, right?
And Mikey worth a shot.
Why don't you do that to that lady? You let it rock.
Exactly. He's
being like, yo,
He said you let it slide. But he just said something culturally that I just got a problem with. I'm not no snitch. So I'm just sitting there like,
you let it slide. You stood during the anthem. You one of them standing niggas.
I'm reverse train. He think he gonna be on a block and somebody gonna be like, damn, cuz, I heard you with the HR on the joint.
Yeah.
Nobody out the way going
Look
to
at this guy. I'm disappointed.
But hey, man, hey.
Well, Ray ain't trying to be no snitch.
No, not even that.
Why? Because you ain't want the intentional.
Let me ask you this question.
You know why you ain't want the intentional? You did with your job.
Hold on. Right, I got one question, right?
I feel like it's
on my floor, probably about 3.
Listen, I got a question for you though. How you know she ain't go to HR?
And say what?
Say you made her feel uncomfortable.
And then it would have been great conversation. Then we would have had that great dialogue. But they would have had to sit me down.
What if they said, you know what? You know, this is too. You know, it's not enough here for us to investigate. We'll monitor it. We're going to keep an eye on it. This, that, and the third. Let us know if there's any additional problems. What if they said that to her? Basically send her back on the way, but then they make they know. Date time, this person stopped there. Clarence said X, Y, and Z, What if it's on papers right now?
And I said, what?
What caused the debate?
She walked up to me saying that she was canceling her NFL Sunday ticket from DirecTV.
Okay.
And I was just like, great. Like, that's the point. You know what I'm saying? To piss people off so they get their DirecTV, cut their NFL ticket or whatever you want to do. But if the protest is pissing you off that much, obviously, you're part of the problem.
I don't necessarily think.
You said that to her?
Yeah.
That's what she said right there.
I said
And you don't think she would go to...
That's what she could go to HR on.
What, that she's part of the problem?
What's the problem?
That's sitting right there.
What's the problem?
Period on that bitch.
She's part of the fucking problem.
What is the problem?
Her. What are you talking about?
Hey, look, I found a great way.
What she believe in?
I found a great way to not support the NFL if you don't want to support the NFL.
I told her to get NFL Red Zone too, and I said DirecTV played out.
But just for I'm about to give some valuable.
It was a friendly conversation, though.
I'm going to give you some valuable information. If you don't want to support the NFL, but you still want to watch the games, go to a sports bar. That way they don't get your viewership from your house, but you still can watch the game.
Win-win to me. You're going to have bars real crowded and viewership at like 10,000. He's like, what the hell happened to everybody had chickens and beans?
He's protesting out for the city hall and work for the city. Like, that's what he's trying to do.
Listen, I was an Eagles fan way before that. Listen, for 29 years I was an Eagles fan. I ain't going to front. Now I'm like, oh, fuck the Eagles. No, God, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be.
Yeah, because Jeff Lurie was against the protest.
I'm not fucking with Jeff Lurie like that.
Yeah, fuck Jeff Lurie, but I like the Eagles.
You can't say that. If I was the Eagles game every Sunday.
He's the owner. Owners change.
How many games was Cooper?
When do owners change?
Hold up.
When they
How many
die.
games was Riley Cooper suspended for?
Yo, how many games was Riley Cooper suspended?
0. And he got a contract extension after that.
Okay. Well, I mean, like at least NFL contracts aren't guaranteed.
But he still got a contract after that.
No,
which is
100%.
ridiculous.
And what did Jerry Jones just say today?
That if you nail
My players
Dwayne,
disrespect the flag.
yeah, no players respect. You do that, you getting cut. You done.
So he considered taking a knee disrespecting the flag, right?
He took a knee, but not during the national anthem.
No, he did it because everybody else was.
He
was just trying to.
He looked his knee was like, oh shit.
Listen, I honestly feel like you know racism and all this, you know all those issues.
Look, it hit the wall. Look.
Oh, dang.
Don't touch it though. Just fall back for a second. We're gonna dry it off. Can you dry it off?
No, you gotta let that rock.
Let that rock. Yeah, don't touch water. It's water.
We did a back kick, reverse, then.
You find a way to fuck some shit up, yo. You always find a way to find a way.
Oh, how did she go?
See, man, I come in your house, I don't break shit.
I ain't break anything.
I don't mess up none.
No.
Come in my crib, you damage shit.
No, I didn't. You touching water? You some type of like superhero?
Amen.
What's the electric boy name?
I'm a superhero.
Stand like
You
that.
little bitch, how many times?
Raiden.
How many times?
Why you get this part so nappy though?
Yo.
How you get this part so nappy though?
With lots of oils.
David Banner.
Nigga, you
gotta take
cannot
your
talk.
side sharp.
I can talk.
My hair, I need a haircut. What you talking about? I got a haircut.
He's David.
Yo.
But one thing is the hoes love me.
That's awesome. More power to you, Pimpin'.
I don't wear my hair for you guys. I don't walk in like, oh, yeah, my lady, my girlfriend loves me. That's what I'm saying. My girlfriend loves me. I love you, Teresa, because I do love her. But you know, I don't have a complaint. People don't be like, oh, look at that nappy fro.
Don't let your ego get in the way, brother.
What was T-Pain
No,
John?
I'm just fucking.
What was T-Pain John?
What?
Nappy Boys?
Nappy boy.
Nappy. Remember when Ray used to do Akon impersonations? Do it, okay, Ray, do it one time.
Alright, man, stick to the topic.
Do Akon and Jeezy one time.
Later.
One time.
Later. Let's get back to the topic.
That's an excuse.
Get
You're
back to the
shy.
conversation.
All right, so let's move on to the next topic because we kind of got to the rambling. You know what I mean? You kind of went through the.
Yeah, you got to bear with us.
Yeah, sorry about
we
that.
tend to get off course a lot. But that's the beauty of the
So next topic. So I know we kind of talking heavy sports here, but so apparently Vice President Mike Pence walked out of the Indianapolis Colts game because a few of the players were kneeling during the national anthem. Mm-hmm. True or false?
What?
That he walked out because the players were kneeling during the national anthem.
I mean, that was the point of him going to the game.
He said that, and the president said that.
He went to the game to do that.
Yeah.
Just so he could walk out, just to make.
So if no one kneeled, we
hold up, sidebar. Ain't Mike Pence the whitest man you ever seen? like literally. You like just look at him like his white hair, just white eyebrows, just like I'm like, yo, like you just super like
what does that even mean?
he look look like a White House stick. Like you ever just.
What if he said, looking right, he looks like a piece of charcoal. He's a black
what's your name?
Black milk dog.
What's your name?
So you say,
he call you?
Black.
Exactly.
So you say he should identify as white.
Yeah, call him Whitey. Whatever the case may be. You can call him Whitey, Cotton Swab, Q-Tip. We can call him a lot of shit.
Hold on. But no, I don't feel this because this is reverse racism.
Ain't no such thing as reverse racism.
If you want to know black people that don't, that's not true.
Mike Pence had the same opinion. So Mike Pence had the same opinion about you.
I would think it's funny typically. I think race.
What if he said it though? I think he was in the news like that. Funny as hell. You know, Ray from Southwest? That's a black motherfucker.
No, white people have the best black people.
Race jokes are funny.
I'm just be funny sometimes. Like,
that's what I'm saying. They're actually funny sometimes.
Like, who comes up with a porch monkey? What the fuck does that mean? When have you ever seen a monkey on the porch? When has that fucking happened?
So that, I don't take away the fact that you might get your ass whipped, but
I'm all for some ass whip, man.
But anyway, Mike Pence, he walked out of the game and it was staged. They planned to do that in their form of protest. Again, I don't give a shit. Like, it's the point of the protest is to make people feel uncomfortable. I'm not uncomfortable with what he did, so I'm not going to give any, attention to it or any emotion to it. Like, he did it. It's over.
You know who paid for it, though, right? Paid for this whole...
the taxpayers. $100,000, right? Or $200,000.
I can't remember. It wasn't on the news.
But I don't give a shit.
And bring him to the game?
That's just a drop in the bucket.
It was playing months ago.
Pointless shit they do.
Oh yeah, you hear about Donald Trump's budget, what he spent is transporting his family to and from his home.
So that's just
to pay FBI or not FBI, Secret Service had to take a pay cut because he travels so much.
Yeah,
they had to let off a couple people. They were going to hire a whole bunch of people.
Honestly, no, it was 100%
that's why
because he travels.
No, they were going to hire a whole bunch of people, and then they didn't because of that.
I think the one side of Trump that I do admire is that Trump don't have to listen to no fucking body. Like, he's literally don't give a shit how nobody feels. And that you live a different type of truth. You're able to be honest in a different kind of way.
Sure.
In a way that Jamel Hill can't. And that's what I kind of appreciate about this whole situation. That Americans can be manipulated by somebody that's
I appreciate Trump.
More than somebody that actually has credence and knows what they're talking about and actually has experience. So just the fact that you're rich, we'll vote for you. He basically told a bunch of lies, made a bunch of promises, but he knew who to he knew who to make these promises to because he knew who was upset.
One of the things I tell my social workers when they go to court, I always reference Donald Trump now. Before I used to get this long ass story, now it's just speak with confidence. Even if you're not 100% sure about what you're saying, do not lie because you're under oath. But speak with confidence, like Donald Trump. And every time I say like Donald Trump, they get what I'm saying. Because when you just speak like you know what the fuck you talking about, a lot of people are just gullible.
Yo, can I tell you
what I'm saying? They believe that shit.
You know how I believe it? I believe so much in that. I was just
where the fuck we go? On top of him?
Yeah. Why would you do that?
No, he's straight. Just there you go.
You see what I'm saying?
Yo, listen. This is what I was saying the other day. It was hearing Trump's speech, press conference in Puerto Rico. I'm thinking, I said to myself, I was like, yo, I wonder how many people sitting in the room hearing him talk were actually processing what he was saying. Like, we watched it and we could chop it up and rewind it and be like, wait, what? How many people sitting there because he was so prestigious and confident
rapping that shit
in how many people died? Like everything was happening with such confidence that do they even realize what he was saying? Seriously.
They don't take into consideration his tone.
You know what he said?
His
all the thousands that were murdered and
about how
many people killed.
Somebody.
I mean, about
compared to Katrina. He said, compared to Katrina,
when you say inconsiderate,
yeah, he's a motherfucker.
What the fuck does that have to do with anything?
Donald Trump crazy.
We're talking about how Trump said he's comparing it to Katrina.
Oh, yeah.
It's irrelevant. You don't want to... If I get shot,
he said
I don't give a fuck about...
Did he say something like only 16 people died or something like that? Did he say something weird like that?
I don't even know.
At this point, it's 39. He definitely minimized it.
I don't know what the point... I don't understand what... You know how usually when somebody says something, they have a point? Mm-hmm. Like, I don't...
That's how he gets you.
It never stopped. It never got to a point where it was like...
If you watched his whole campaign, he had points, but limited points. It was just about his flow, how he can get you going. You see how he plays the crowd? Nigga, that's a work of art how he plays the motherfucking crowd.
Yeah.
He knows it.
Yeah, I give it to him. With swag and supreme confidence.
And that just makes it all
listen, we all confident dudes, but we know or seen sometimes a dude with supreme, unwavering. You're like, damn, he's a problem.
I'm an IT consultant.
He's a problem. That's what I give. I can never take Donald Trump.
Yeah,
so you call me? You saying I'm like Donald Trump?
No, I just said you had supreme confidence. He has supreme confidence.
Who? Donald Trump?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. We got 50 minutes, so I'm here another 15 minutes. All right. But, yeah, 100%. We got...
Oh, damn, Black.
I got you.
Anybody watching anyway?
Black Ops.
Everybody started watching, but it was like a couple of people.
Sure, yeah,
we can delete all this stuff out.
Yeah, you look.
Or was it Monday?
Check it, Leaf.
From Facebook.
Say it again.
It's good, Leaf. Check it.
Did we get any comments?
No, you got... Yup, you good.
All right, quick question though. Flow, how everything feel? Like the conversation flow, any changes? Like we can just talk about it while we're here. We got it on tape, so we can kind of get it real quick.
No, it was good. I think.
But turn it off live then.
Say it again.
I said turn it off live then, though.
All right. So everybody, yo, we out. Peace, y'all.
All right, y'all. Stay black,
man. Thanks for tuning in.